Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is November 21st, 2025, and this is episode 147. I'd like to welcome any new viewers. I hope you like my corner of the crafty internet, and welcome back to any returning viewers. Always nice to see you. My name is Roz. I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada, with my husband and my two kids who are 15 and 14. Today for you, I have what am I wearing, finished objects, works in progress, next on my needles, events, and books. So let's dive right in with what am I wearing. Today I am wearing my Whitmore sweater. As usual, my notes are like down here, so if I'm looking down, that's why. This is Whitmore by Amy Loden, and I knit this holding two yarns together. So it's a sock weight yarn and a lace mohair. The mohair, they're both from Fireweed Fiber Co. The mohair is an anemone mohair lace, and the color is Cold Winter Morning. And it's a very like subtly dyed taupey kind of creamy color. So it just kind of muted everything and gave it, you know, a bit more depth. And then the sock yarn is the violet sock, which has cashmere in it. It is so soft, you guys. The colorway is 29, which is a reference to Erin, who dyes the yarn, her birthday when she turned 29. Every birthday she does like a colorway specific for her birthday. Anyway, I love this one. The speckles are amazing. I did not I did not alternate yarns or anything. I'm pretty sure. I think I just knit it. Anyway, yeah, it's got this beautiful lace work at the top, which, you know, gets a little bit hidden by the fuzzy mohair, but you know, I love it anyway. Anyway, and I did a tiny bit of a balloon sleeve. The cuffs are just the perfect length. I do like my sweaters kind of more bracelet length. I wear a watch most days, so I like it to be just before there. And then these cuffs in particular, like last night I had a ton of dishes to do somehow, and I had to wash. We got a veggie box every week, and I washed all the vegetables, and wearing this sweater I just was able to push up the sleeves. They stayed up, they didn't fall into my water with all my vegetables. Yeah, anyway, I would do this sleeve again for sure. Also, it's great because you just knit, like, you don't have decrease or anything until the end you rapidly decrease. So I just love everything about this sweater, except that I did not do quite enough depth in this part of the sweater, and so it hugs under my armpits quite tightly. It's fine, like it looks fine right now when I'm wearing it, but throughout the day I find that the front of the sweater creeps up on my neck and does this kind of weird fold thing. If I just give it a little pull, it goes back down again, but I do find that the because of the pull from the underarms, it makes everything kind of shift, and I don't really like stuff so close to my neck. So something to consider for the future. Hopefully something I've taken care of on one of my other projects, the stumble dress that I'm working on. So that is it for what I'm wearing, and hand knit socks, of course. Next up is finished objects. I have two finished objects, and I don't think I even talked to you about them much last week. Maybe I mentioned them, I'm not sure. I don't really remember. And I have finished two hats. These hats are both with the same pattern. This is the Bumble pattern by Tin Can Knits, and I do use their app on, you can get it on whatever device you use, and it is just great because it walks you through each of the steps. If you need to repeat a certain amount of rows for a length of time, you can, because this is like a pattern, I don't know, the texture repeated for like however long. I don't want to give away the pattern, but it's probably pretty straightforward to guess if you wanted to. But you repeat 2 rows for the main body of the hat, And then, so it just, you can just click next, 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 and it goes through those two. And then there's a button that's like, okay, I've reached my length, move on to the next section. And it's like, it's just so great. Love it. Love the app. Can't talk enough about Tin Can Knits and the wonderful things that they have done in the knitting community. Okay, this one, I've made 2 of these. So this one is Pearly Shell, it's a superwash DK, and the colorway is called Rune. It's a DK yarn. It did, I forget what the word is called, when there's excess dye in the yarn. Because this is such a bright color, when I washed it, I probably rinsed the bowl out at least 10 times, if not more, to try and get all of the excess dye. It did not change the color. I'll even show you, where's the ball of yarn here? Like this is the ball of yarn and this is the hat. Like it's still just as vibrant. So the yarn is not affected by it, but it's just like excess dye. And I noticed it on my hands when I was knitting with it too, that it was the excess that is not actually attached to the wool was leaking off of it. So I did rinse it quite a bit. I'm hoping that I got most of it out. I will let the intended gift recipient know that this is a hand wash only item and by itself kind of thing, but I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna put this on, hopefully not ruin my hair too much. But yeah, it is a great hat. It is a great fit. I'm very happy with this. I mean, lots of Tin Can Knits patterns are great, but the lengths that they give, you can, like I made just a regular beanie style, toque style, tight fitted style. You can make a slouchier one. You could make it so you could fold up the brim more. So many options. And then this one, which I kind of want to keep for myself, because like, oh, it's just so good. Okay, so this yarn is Fireweed Fiber Co. in the Poplar DK, and this color is called Harvest Night. It did also have some excess dye come off, but I just washed it. I just did, I think, 2 rinses on it, and then it was pretty clear. So, and it didn't come off on my hands at all. So, oh, it's just so good. It's just like a basic hat. It's just so good. And you could, if you wanted it more, this is an adult large. And if I was to do it for myself, I'd probably do the medium, but you could easily fold up the bottom and make it like a really tight thing and have your ears sticking out. I love a toque where my ears are like fully covered because it's often very windy and I don't like the wind blowing in my ears. So I think that's super cute. All right, let's fix that. Not that my hair is cooperating with me today, but yeah, anyway, this, and like, this is a woolly wool. It's not that it's scratchy, it just has that like toothiness of wool. Anyway, love, love, love both of these. So I'm making these as teacher gifts. So there's 2 student teachers that teach both of my children somehow, French immersion. And so these are gifts for them when they finish their practicum in a couple weeks. Yeah, it was Taylor's idea, that's my 14-year-old, to gift them a couple hats, and she said they're leaving the first week of December, and I said, great, well, let's get those done, and we're ready to go on those gifts. Okay, next up are my works in progress. There hasn't been much progress on anything, really, because I knit 2 hats, but there's been a little bit of progress. I'm trying to figure out how to show you this. It's just a mess. It's just a blob, you guys. Anyway, this is my Stumble Dress by Lydia Morrow. And it kind of looks about the same as last time. These stitch markers are even in the wrong spots, I'm sure, because these are like this is the progress I've made. I've knit like 2 or 3 rows, and I don't think I knit any on the sleeves, so I really need to update those. But anyway, it is looking beautiful. This is out of some Fireweed Fiber Co. in her Sweet Pea sock, and this is the 2023 Advent, which is a gradient, So yeah, I don't want to wax poetic about that too much because I am still super excited about it. I still have to make a decision on the sleeves. I think I'm going to finish the purple color that I have going, because that would be a good place to do a short sleeve if that's what I decide to do. So I think what I'm going to do is actually, so the underarms are like you cast off stitches and then, or you put stitches on hold and then you pick up stitches, but I did a cast on, or maybe that was, I don't know, anyway, cast on for the underarm stitches separately. And then you have to like whip stitch them together, or mattress stitch, that's the one, mattress stitch them together later. So I might just pin those so I get like a better idea of what it's gonna look like, because when there's a big gapy hole in here, it's not gonna sit like it is when it's sewn up. That's a lot of information for nothing. Okay, that is kind of where I'm at. It's kind of like I wanted to get these hats done, and yeah, also my brain space, I've just needed some simpler projects. So that's what I've been working on. Next up is my Musselburgh hat. Musselburgh is a pattern by Soul to Teague. And oh yeah, no, I definitely did not move the marker. But we'll just move it for this week. But I've only got a few rows done on this, I think. Okay, there we are. So this is the hat so far. This will be a double thick hat. It'll go in my gift bin or to somebody that's interested in it. If, you know, kid comes over to the house and they want it, they can have it, whatever. It goes to whoever it fits. This is Alan.com Sakatumi shades in Raspberry Dream. I am just at the like knit in the round forever phase of this, so it's just my nice on-the-go knitting, and but the other hats have been kind of my on-the-go knitting this week, so not much happened there. And last up, I have my mystery shawl, which is not in that bag. It's in this bag. So I am participating in the One Love Make-Along Mystery Knit-Along, that's what it is, Mystery Shawl by Hoka Locatelli. Oh dear. If you do not want to see, I finished clue 2 and I'm working on clue 3. If you do not want to see this, look away now and you can move on to events. Where's the right side? This is the right side here. There we go, look at that. It's so pretty. I've just got a few rows done into clue 3. I've not done a lot at all, but I am quite loving this feather and fan pattern. It's pretty straightforward. I just have to keep working away on it. The yarn that I'm using is Changing Tides, which is a store in Alaska, and they just have it was a one-of-a-kind colorway. Dark, moody, gray, brown colors and teals, and that is that. All right, moving on to events. I'm still participating in the Down Cellar Studio Pigskin Party, which goes until the beginning of February-ish. You can check out the link below for the website with all the details. There's also a bunch of Ravelry groups where you, not groups, there's a Ravelry group. You can participate in the forums and the team chats and the different events and all that stuff is there. Yeah, I'm just enjoying what I'm making, and whatever qualifies will be whatever qualifies. Sorry, my phone is blowing up apparently. Lastly, I have Next on my needles, and so I have balls of yarn left from the 2 hats that I knit. So this is the Pearly Shell and the Fireweed Fiber Co. They're both DK. And one of the options for the Bumble hat is to stripe the colors. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm probably going to cast this on today because why not? So same pattern, Bumble hat by Tin Can Knits, and then just using what is left and using that up to the fullest to get that also now is not a leftover sitting in my stash for me to use at another time. So Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's not that exciting, but that's what it is. And lastly, I am on to books. I have finished The Endless War by Danielle Jensen. It didn't end how I thought it would at the beginning, but was a very satisfactory ending. Once it's kind of started progressing through the story, I had a feeling it was going to go that way, but yeah, it was a very good story. I enjoy her writing so much. I get so sucked into the world. The way that she describes the places and the people, it's in a way that is integrated into the story. So you don't feel like it's not, she doesn't have lengthy prose about, you know, the color of the trees and the buildings and blah, blah, blah. It's all integrated into the feeling of the people in the story, and it keeps it moving, and I love it. Anyway, I am now on the next book, which is the 5th book, and the 6th book I think is coming out soon on audiobook. So, Audible has exclusive rights to the audiobook 6 months before the paperback comes out. So I will be listening to that on Audible when it comes out. And then I already pre-ordered the paperback to go with my series on the shelves. And that is all that I have finished for this week. So not much else to report with books. Yeah, we'll see if I get a chance to record next week. My son's volleyball team made it into provincials, which is very exciting. However, there are games on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so we will see what this week entails and what I have time to fit in. And if I don't see you guys next week, I will see you the week after for sure. I did want to remind you all that I am doing Vlogmas this year. I'm very excited because I have my fancy camera, and yeah. Anyway, I will be pre-recording day 0 at some point, hopefully before December, which is very soon. And although I know it's only the 21st today, so I've got time still, but also I don't have time. So, you know, that's how life goes with teenagers sometimes, is that you just gotta go with the flow and do what's best for the family, which of course is what I want to do. And what am I saying? I might not have a lot of time before Vlogmas to really flush out exactly what I'm doing, but I'm hoping that I have some time and pre-record some like advent tours of what advents I'm opening, some of the things to expect from Vlogmas this year. I believe that neither of my children nor my husband really want to be on Vlogmas. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So there might be tiny guest appearances. They enjoy just opening their advent calendars and not documenting it in the same way that I do, which is totally fine. But they may be in different clips of things that we go and do and whatnot. So I will, you know, include them when they feel that it's necessary. I'm just rambling on now, so I'm going to call that an episode, and we will see you guys again next time. Bye.